Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cathedral Check-In. I'm here with Dean Ansley Tucker, and we are going to talk about all the things that are coming up for the end of the year. But first, Dean, would you do a territory acknowledgement for us?
Sure. I just want to acknowledge that we are on the ancestral lands here of the Lekwungen-speaking peoples of the Esquimalt and Songhees First Nations, and you and I in particular, because we're from our homes this morning, are very close to our First Nation neighbors.
Definitely. Yes, I'm sitting here on Songhees and Esquimalt land, actually.
Yeah, me too.
So we have just come off a really exciting weekend for 9 lessons and carols, which was a pretty full service and went fantastically. So can you just tell us a little bit about how that all went? How you felt about it?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we were invited once again to think about recording this for television broadcast, and thanks to Check TV and our partners at Roll Focus, we were able to do that. Now, last year we did this, and it was a pre-record and pretty carefully scripted. This year there was the added adrenaline rush of being live, and you know, if a mistake goes by, you just plow on and forgive yourself quickly, right? And it was really quite wonderful. The feeling in the room was great. It was good to have people there, and it will be rebroadcast on Christmas Eve at, I think, is it 10 p.m. and then again on Christmas morning on Check TV at 11 a.m. Plus, it's still available on our live stream. So it was lots of fun, lots of fun.
Now, over that same weekend, there were restrictions introduced on Friday, and then new restrictions introduced that they went into effect on Monday, and then yesterday we had some more. So let's just talk about those restrictions and how we're observing those and already have been.
Right. So it can be a little bit confusing for people because the rules for faith-based organizations and gatherings for worship are different than those for some other things that happen even in the cathedral, like concerts or meetings. So in fact, because our diocese has been fairly conservative in its interpretation of the rules, we were already observing what are now the most stringent rules in place for worship. So that is, we can have 50% capacity, and again, we've been conservative at saying that that's 350, and that people are to be, they're not using the language of social distancing anymore, but respectfully distanced. And so people are kind of policing that themselves, sitting where they feel comfortable. And of course, we already had the rule that one needed to be masked at all times during worship. The thing that has changed for us in terms of our operations just in the last couple of days is that we can no longer, when we do have events where we need to check vaccination status, we can no longer do that visually. We must do it by scanning the QR code that people will have on them. And because that app detects whether or not the QR code is bogus. Yes. It gives us a little message that says, this person is fully vaccinated and this is their name. It's not saved, it's just a verifier, that's all it is. And we now must do that for concerts and even for small meetings where we're meeting in person, staff meetings, Bible studies, that sort of thing. Yeah, and my sense, to be honest, my sense is, we had 350 seats available and spoken for lessons and carols. I will eat my hat if there were 350 people who actually came. I think that people are feeling a little nervous, and I certainly understand that. And so I'm really grateful that we have the capacity to live stream.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. All of our events are being live streamed. including the Capriccio concert that's coming up on the 23rd. So what we've been encouraging is if you are unvaccinated for whatever reason, it doesn't matter. We're asking you to stay at home and watch our live streams for the safety of yourself and everybody else. And everything will be live streamed. So let's talk about the Christmas Eve services, because everything is still going ahead as planned, and including the concerts that are coming.
Yes, so unlike last year where we had to turn on a dime like 3 days before Christmas and we couldn't even do an outdoor service, we have a variety of offerings this year. We have, because our capacity is restricted, we have added a service at 7:30. So we have a 7:30 Eucharist, we have a 10 p.m. Eucharist. Unfortunately, all of the seats are spoken for already at those two services. At the 7:30 service, we will have an outdoor screen with sound, and people who want to just be outside and participate that way are certainly invited to do so, and somebody will come out with the sacrament. We have copies of the hymn sheets so that they can sing out there if they want to, along with the congregation. And we are mindful that if there are people who don't come, who did have tickets, and it's clear that we're nowhere near our 350 capacity, we'll certainly invite people who are outside to come in. So we're trying to be flexible about that as we can while keeping people safe. At 4 o'clock, we're doing something completely different. This is something we cooked up last year and then we weren't able to use it. So we've saved it. And it's an outdoor projection onto the south wall of the tower of the Nativity story, which is narrated by Canon Ian Powell, with music sung by our choirs and artwork created by mostly children of our cathedral school. And it runs for, I don't know, about 10 minutes and then repeats. So you can drop in at any point and drop away at any point. Watch it 15 times if you want to. And so that is available for people outdoor, and I hope for people to feel quite safe about a way to mark Christmas. And then on Christmas morning, again, there is a 10:30 service on Christmas morning. So 10 p.m. Christmas Eve, 10:30 Christmas morning. And for that service, because we've never had more than 200 people at that service, we have not put out tickets to attend. You just come. I'm quite confident that we're not going to have to turn anybody away. So I think that's sort of it. Then the next day, of course, this is one of those years where Christmas Eve is Friday, Christmas is Saturday, and then you get to get up and do it all over again on the 26th of December, because that's Sunday. And at that service, we've got two things happening. One is the annual The Dean Reads, and this year the Dean is reading How the Grinch Stole Christmas. So that's kind of fun, and if you've got little grandchildren or children at home, you might want to come for that. And in addition, at the end of that service, we will be bidding farewell to Nancy Ford, our deacon to the city. We'd hoped to make a bit of a party of that, but sadly, that is another thing which has been ruled out with this last round of restrictions that were publicized yesterday. Absolutely no socializing inside of any kind. So organized events. I think no matter how we might have celebrated that, how safely, would be pretty hard to say that it wasn't an organized event. So sadly, yeah.
Now on the 26th, that's a sung Eucharist at 10:30 in the morning.
It is, yeah.
And then great, the homily is the story, which is great.
Right,
Okay.
yeah.
Excellent. Well, so that's everything leading up to Christmas. And then what I'll mention as well is that the deanery office will be closed from noon on the 24th all the way till the morning of the 4th. So we're coming back at 8:30 in the morning on January 4th, 2022. And the cathedral itself, the only day that it's actually closed is the 27th. There's extended hours on the 24th because we're going from 8:30 in the morning all the way until after the 10 o'clock service. But those are the hours that you need to know about.
Right, and we'll also close up after the morning services on Christmas Day and the 26th, so that everybody can go home and be with their family if that's what they plan to do. I think I'd also like to say that of course there are, if you phone in with some kind of emergency, there'll be a number to call. There's a pastoral emergency that arises, so please don't hesitate to do that if something comes up.
Great. So this is a very exciting week. Lots of activity packed into it. Lots of opportunities for people who are both feeling safe and comfortable to come into the cathedral, as well as if you want to plan a day, especially on the 24th, come for the 4 p.m. or 4 to 7 p.m. Christmas Reimagined, and then come back after dinner and watch the service on the screen outside, and you'll feel totally comfortable. So we want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas. And I know this is it's a little bit fraught right now with what's going on in the world, but we are around and just hope that everybody feels peace and hope and some joy. So that's what we're trying to offer here at the cathedral.
We know why we need Christmas.
Yes, exactly. Yes, and a Happy New Year as well, because this happens to be the last cathedral check-in of 2021. So with that, we will say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and wish you all well for this holiday season.
Be well, everyone.